Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you find this video. Are you struggling with losing weight? Are you turning to drugs like Ozempic and WeGovy to help you with things such as weight loss? Right? You're not helping your body. You are harming your body. You might be getting results in the short term, but in the long term, over time, you are bringing harm to your body with drugs like Ozempic and WeGovy for the fact that you're going to be dealing with muscle loss, right, instead of fat loss. And you're going to be dealing with things like gastroparesis, which is the lack of stomach emptying. Those are harmful things that are not going to contribute to your health, but take away from your health. So if you're having issues with losing weight, aka waste, there are some key factors that are going on within your body. Let's talk about them. But before we do, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Nicole Brantley. I am affectionately known as the womb therapist. I help women who have fibroids, PCOS, endometriosis, those who have trouble conceiving, and so much more take the option of hysterectomy and other surgeries off of the table and truly get to the root of your healing. Like I always say, a surgeon can cut out everything except for cause. So we have to stop turning to surgeons to try to address our root issues. Those are quick solutions that don't really work, right? So let's get to the root of what does work. Let's understand what's happening in our body so that we can do the things that we need to do to correct them. Okay? So, and I want to preface with this. I'm going to share this out to just a few people. I want to preface with this. I want to say that there are a lot of people out here who are orthorexic, right? I don't know if a lot of people have heard of that term. And that is a person who is like overly obsessed with health. That is not me. I want to be clear. There is balance. While I do teach you how to incorporate raw foods, I am completely fine with you eating cooked foods, the right cooked foods, right? We have to have balance in our body. We cannot be on one extreme or the other. It's just not going to work. It's not how the body works. So you can be on the acidosis side of chemistry, which is highly acidic, right? Or you can try to be on that opposite side, which is orthorexic or orthorexia. And that is somebody who is an extreme health nut. They don't believe in putting anything unhealthy in their body, right? And that can produce something called alkalosis. But neither one of them are good, right? They're the extreme opposite sides of chemistry. So you want to have more of a balance. So today we're going to be talking about foods that break down to sugar. But before we get into that, I want to talk about some of those key factors that I was discussing as it relates to you having issue with losing weight or losing waste, okay? Number one, first and foremost, you are probably dealing with poor kidney filtration. Make sure you're sharing this video out. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe if you're watching it over on YouTube. And poor kidney filtration will have you not losing weight. You can be doing all of the things, working out, right? So eating right. Let me preface with this. You can eat right, meaning incorporating more raw foods into your diet, eating less cooked food and more raw foods, and lose weight and see results. But if you're eating a poor diet and you're working out, you can't outwork a poor diet. So you're not going to see the results that you're looking for, especially if you're dealing with some of the 5 things that I'm going to name that are barriers to you losing weight. So again, first and foremost, you're probably dealing with poor kidney filtration. When your waste is unable to leave your body through your uric acid or your urine, you will have trouble with losing weight because you're having trouble releasing your waste. Right? So poor kidney filtration, meaning you have to correct the kidneys. The second thing is a poor diet. When you're eating diets that are super high in fat and super high in sugars, you're going to gain weight. You're not going to be able to lose weight, even if you're exercising, even if you're working out, even if you're jumping rope, even if you're in spin classes, even if you're at the gym 2 times a day. You're probably going to see minimal to no results if your kidneys are blocked and you have a diet high in fat and high in protein. The next one, you're not eating enough raw foods. You're not eating enough fruits and you're not eating enough vegetables. You're not juicing and you're not doing things to flush the acid that's in your body to help reverse the things that are going on internally. Number 4, you have a fatty, sluggish, or stagnant liver, right? People don't know that the role of the liver is super important, but if it's fatty, stagnant, and sluggish, it's not going to filter like it should, right? So the kidneys pump and filter waste, but so does the liver. It processes all of your fats and all of the chemicals that you bring into your body. And a lot of us bring in fats way too early. The liver doesn't like to clock in before noon. And we're putting creamer in our coffee, cream cheese on our bagels. We're eating eggs that are full of fat. We're eating avocado in our smoothie. We're drinking plant-based milk inside of our smoothies. Keep it simple. Fruits, coconut water, maybe a banana, right? Keep it simple in the morning. And prior to that, consume your lemon water so that you can help flush the toxins that settled and were created overnight. You want to work with your body and aid it in the level of detoxification that needs to happen upon waking. That's how you break your fast. That's what breakfast is, right? It's not bacon, egg, and cheese. It's not steak, egg, and cheese. It's not cream cheese on a bagel. All right. So number 5, you are dealing with blocked or congested elimination pathways. So all of the pathways that get rid of waste, right? Your lungs, your kidneys, your bowels, your skin, your lymphatic system, those things are clogged. Okay. So you're not expelling enough mucus. You're not peeing or pooping enough. All of the things. So if you're having trouble with losing weight, those are some of the key things that are happening within your body. I'm going to go over them quickly again. You have poor kidney filtration. You have a poor diet that's high in fats and proteins. You're not eating enough raw foods, especially fruits and vegetables, especially high water content fruits. You're probably not drinking enough water, right? But you want to have more structured water than water from a spring or water in a bottle. And that's going to come from your melons and your berries and your high water content fruits like apples, like oranges, like grapes, right? So those are the things that you want to be consuming. Number 4, fatty, sluggish, or stagnant liver function is at play. And then blocked or congested elimination channels, especially that lymphatic system, which is the sewer system that takes out the trash. But all of them are important. The kidneys, the skin, the bowels, all of the things, the lungs to expel mucus. All right. So those are some of the things that you are probably dealing with as to why you can't lose weight. But we can't turn to things like Ozempic and WeGovy because those things are harmful over time. You might get that short-term result and you're like, girl, I lost 10 pounds. Girl, I lost this or that. Yes, but why did you lose it? And do you realize that your stomach is not emptying your food. Your stomach is not emptying your food. So you're feeling fuller longer, so you're eating less, but you want to empty your stomach, right? That is part of digestion. You don't want to do the opposite of that. So that's going to be harmful in the end when you develop gastroparesis and you're not just losing fat, you're losing muscle. You don't want to lose muscle, right? You want to gain muscle, but that's what those drugs do. So to get back to the topic of today's live, it's foods that break down to sugar. We want to talk about foods that break down to sugar because if you're having trouble losing weight, you're probably eating a lot of carbohydrates. You're probably eating a lot of foods that break down to sugars. And there's different kinds of sugars. Not all sugars are created equally, all right? I do want to talk about that. So let's do this one. First and foremost, because a lot of people are not aware that dairy breaks down to sugar. And so many people consume dairy on a daily basis, right? In my industry, they say dairy is scary. It's very harmful to the body. So you really want to cut back and eventually eliminate dairy out of your diet. Okay? So milk contains a sugar called lactose, which most of us are intolerant to because we're not baby cows. We're not meant to be drinking milk. And then you have to understand the things that are derivatives of milk or that have milk in them, like yogurt and like cheese and other dairy products. You want to eliminate those. All right. Especially sweetened yogurts that have added sugar. Go for the more plant-based. There are so many varieties out on the market today that you have to choose from, like almond milk yogurt. I say stay away from soy because most soy in the U.S. is genetically modified or GMO soy. So go for your coconut or your almond-based yogurts if you're a yogurt eater. All right. But decrease and eventually eliminate dairy because it breaks down to sugar, lactose to be specific, and our bodies are not equipped to break down lactose. That's why so many people are lactose intolerant. But that sugar also makes you fat. Think about a cow. Aren't they big? Cows are big for a reason, right? And then after 1 year, they don't drink their mother's milk anymore. So why are we drinking their milk at these big ages? Why are we giving our babies at 1 their milk when they stop giving their babies at 1 their milk, right? So lactose will plump you up. It will fatten you up. It will make you big because it breaks down to sugar. Sugar causes inflation, and sugar is one of the fastest ways to gain weight. All right, that was number 1, dairy. Dairy breaks down to sugar. Another food that breaks down to sugar or foods are starchy foods. You want to be careful of having so many starchy foods in your diet. What are some starchy foods, Nicole? We're talking breads, which in the US, most of them are very poisonous because of the yeast and other things that are in these breads that we are consuming. So stay away from the breads, stay away from the pastas, just potatoes, rice, corn, right? And potatoes are not bad. I don't want to put a bad rep out there for potatoes. They are bad when you begin to add that oil or that butter and things of that nature. That is what makes potatoes bad. Okay. So the French fries, which are fried in rancid oil when you're getting them from fast food restaurants, and they're full of what's a chemical known as acrylamide, right? That's going to make you fat. That's going to make you sick. That's going to make your liver that I just talked about fatty, sluggish, and stagnant. That's going to stop your lymph from moving because it's so acidic. It's going to lock your lymph into place. You need your lymph moving. Okay, so starchy foods, the main carb is starch, right? And it's very low amounts of glucose and sucrose, which are sugars, but they're very low amounts. So this is why you need to stay away from rice. If you are diabetic, you should not be eating rice. If you're diabetic, you should really not be partaking in any of these starchy foods that break down to sugar. Again, that's breads, that's pastas, that's potatoes, rice, and corn. All right, corn, highly sprayed crop with glyphosate, which is a herbicide that damages and destroys the gut. Okay, so stay away from those starchy foods where the main ingredient is a starch, and you'll begin to see yourself lose weight, right? Because now your waist can move and you don't have to turn to things like Ozempic and WeGovy that is doing your body harm to try to lose waist. Stop taking the shortcut. You got to take the stairs. Right? You got to stop hurting your body in the name of, I need to lose weight. Understand what's going on at the root as to why you're not losing weight so that you can correct the root issue. And now you get the results that you're looking for. Okay. So that was 2. The first one is foods that break down to dairy. The first one was dairy. Foods that break down to sugar. The first one was dairy. The second one was processed foods, right? Hey, Cassandra. Hey, Shaquila, thank you guys for being here. The first one was dairy. The second one was starchy foods. The third one is processed and sugary foods. Let's give some examples. Cereals. I know I make a lot of people mad with this, but cereals are not for human consumption. We should not be eating cereal. We should not be giving our kids cereal. We should not be starting our children off with cereal for the day. We are creating sugar crackheads. That's what I call them, and that's no offense. Okay? Cereals are highly sprayed with glyphosate because at the root of all cereal, the main ingredient, there's 2 main ingredients of all cereal is either wheat or corn. And both of those crops are heavily sprayed pre-harvest and harvest with the herbicide called glyphosate, which damages and destroys the gut. So cereal is not for human consumption. Why are you giving your kids that amount of sugar in the morning and expecting them to go to school and perform optimally? How can they? Right? You didn't give them anything of nutritious value. You gave them sugar to start their day. You're giving them Pop-Tarts and breakfast bars and breakfast cereals. Crap. Wheat, corn, sugar, high fructose corn syrup. Absolutely not. And we wonder why we have an influx of ADHD in our babies and other gut issues and autism and being on the spectrum and all of these different things. It's the diet. It is the damaged and destroyed gut. It is the injections, right? Y'all, the video that I did the other day, YouTube took it down and told me if I post anything else like this, they're banning my channel. So I have to be very careful with my words because I didn't realize I was being watched. Okay? So processed and sugary foods, first and foremost, get rid of that cereal. Stop feeding that to yourself. Stop feeding that to your baby. Throw it in the trash. Do not say, oh, well, we just got these last few boxes. When they gone, no. Stop the poison today. Throw it in the trash. Cereals, breakfast and snack bars, sodas, candy, baked goods full of sugar, right? Sweet teas full of added sugar. When I look at these jars, these bottles and these containers with sweet teas and sodas and different things, 96% added sugar, 108% added sugar. I'm like, oh my gosh. And we're not reading labels. Because if I see something like that, I'm automatically putting it back. Period. I'm not drinking anything with that amount of sugar. It is not conducive to having the body that you want or to losing weight if that is one of your desires. All right? Table sugar, aka white refined sugar. This is under processed and sugary foods. It has no nutritional value. It's been stripped of everything. Take it off your table. Honey, syrups like maple, corn, high fructose, right? And I use maple syrup. I use it to sweeten things. I use agave to sweeten things, but we have to understand these things also break down to sugar, right? So be mindful of your intake of these things. Now, maple syrup is a complete food. When you're doing the Master Cleanse, lemon, spring water, cayenne, pepper drops, and maple syrup is what's feeding you. Lemons are what's cleansing. Cayenne is what's moving waste, and water is what's flushing. So don't get it twisted. There are things like maple syrup. Yes, it breaks down to sugar, but the body understands what to do with that. Okay? So that was number 3, foods that break down sugar. Number 1, dairy. Number 2, starchy foods. Number 3, processed sugary foods. Number 4, fruits, right? Because I know people are probably like, oh, date syrup is fine. Okay? Low glycemic, just like maple syrup and just like agave, right? Date syrup is one that I recommend for people who are diabetic and need a low glycemic index for the sugars that they bring in their body until their body is able to metabolize their sugars properly, their liver, that is. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Fruits. So you should be eating fruits every single day, starting your day off after your lemon water with fruits for breakfast. You should be eating fruit before you put any cooked food in your body, right? And why? Because it absorbs, you break it down, it digests, you absorb it, you utilize it, then you eliminate it very quickly, right? So if you start your day off with fruit, yesterday I had half of a yellow watermelon, that makes for a morning poop. The lemon juice that I drank or the lemon water that I had, that made for a morning poop before the fruit, right? So this is going to clean out whatever's in that GI tract. You want things moving. You want to speed up bowel elimination time. So apples, bananas, oranges, grapes, berries, the list goes on, right? But listen, these fruits contain sugar known as fructose and glucose. Let's talk about it. Fructose is a monosaccharide, mono meaning one, right? One chain sugar that the liver breaks down and it doesn't raise your blood sugar. That's why you always hear me say sugars are not created equally. Fruit sugar is totally different from the sugar that I just named and the other things that break down to sugar. Those refined carbs, those starches, those sugary foods. It's not the same. So when your liver breaks down this monosaccharide sugar, it knows exactly what to do with it and it uses it for energy to fuel your body. Now, glucose raises blood sugar levels and your body must use insulin to metabolize it. And a lot of the times, this is what's going on when people are type 1 and type 2 diabetics. But your type 2 diabetic is a lifestyle disease. You can reverse that very easily. You've eaten your way to diabetes type 2. You're eating the wrong foods. Too much fat, too much sugar, right? Too many oils, too much meat, too many starchy foods. The things that I'm naming that break down to sugar. You have to balance that out, okay? You cannot eat that most of the time. You can have it once or twice, maybe 3 times a month. Okay? Balance. So your body knows how to utilize the fructose and glucose from the foods that you're eating to fuel the brain and the body and to give you energy. Okay? So not all sugars are created equally, but those are foods that break down to sugar. And you need to be eating the right ones that break down to sugar, that give you what you need to give you energy and to fuel your body, not to make you crash and burn, not to make you fat, sick, and nearly dead. We have to understand the difference here. Okay? So if you're having trouble with losing weight, the key factors that I named earlier are going to be very important. You have to get those in check. If those are not in check, book a consultation. If those are not in check, jump on the next group detox program that's starting in October. Whatever the first Monday in October is, that is the date of the next challenge. I believe it's October 6th or 7th. That's going to be coming out very soon. So I don't want you guys to be orthorexic or dealing with orthorexia, like you're super hyper extreme about healthy things, right? And you're obsessed about putting the most healthy things in your body, and I can't do this, I can't, and you're so high on the alkaline side that you're dealing with alkalosis. That is extreme. That is the other opposite side of acidosis, a very extreme side of chemistry. Have some balance, right? And eat for your physiology. Not enough of us are doing that, but you got to stop thinking you can outwork a poor diet. You cannot eat like sugar, honey, iced tea shit and think that you're going to get optimal results and you're going to have this flat stomach and these nice size thighs and these nice size arms. And, that's an illusion. How do you think you're going to get that? If you're working out and you're not losing weight, it's not budging. One of the key factors that I named is something that you are dealing with, or more than one key factor is what you're dealing with, and it's the reason why you cannot lose weight. If you're just tuning in, go back and watch it from the beginning to understand what those key factors are, so that you're able to move this waste up and out of your body. You have to aid it in that. Your body is very intelligent. When you give it right conditions, it knows what to do. But if you continue to accumulate and build up all of this waste, you're going to have disaster. You're signing yourself up for disease. It is inevitable. Expect it, right? Because that is what you're creating. And yes, we're inundated with a bunch of trash all around us, but we have to be proactive. We have to be intentional. Are you driving with your fruit and nuts in your car? Are you bringing the things that you know you can eat if you're going to the cookout or to the family gathering and you don't eat what they eat, right? And you don't have to be super strict on yourself, but you have to be disciplined and you have to be diligent. And you can't give in to every single craving, I'm going to just do it this time because this time turns into the next time turns. And then you look back in 6 months to a year and you're still at the same weight. You're still dealing with the same things because you keep making the excuse and you keep putting it off to tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised, right? Tomorrow is just not promised. And also your food determines your mood. If you're constantly eating things that break down to sugar, how do you think you're going to feel? I can tell you not good. We all know that feeling when we have overeaten or we've eaten the wrong things. You do not feel amazing in your body. Okay? So get to work. You don't have to struggle with weight loss. You don't have to turn to Ozempic. You don't have to turn to WeGovy. You just have to eat the right food for your physiology. Stop taking the shortcut and take the steps. And you got to move your body. That is the only way that lymph moves, is you move your body. You don't have to become a Gymrat. I work out at home, right? I do my hip hop step aerobics. I get me a good sweat in. I lift weights for strength training with my son. Listen, don't make excuses. Make it happen. Make it happen. Have a positive attitude about it. Mindset is everything, right? But you can't keep eating the trash and then say, I work out twice a day at the gym, an hour in the morning, an hour at night. I'm not seeing any results. I do a spin class, I jump rope, I do this, I do that. What are you eating? What are you eating that is continuing to keep your elimination pathways blocked? So therefore, you cannot eliminate your waist. You're holding on to it. You have lymphedema in your thighs. Those are where your thighs are super big. They call them elephant thighs. And the waist is not moving no matter what you do, right? And some people are turn into surgery to get the fat removed and liposuction and all of these things because they don't understand the chemistry of the body and they don't understand how they are contributing to the stagnancy in the fat accumulation in their thighs, right? And it's probably coupled with lymphedema. So lipedema and lymphedema are two different things, right? Go do the research, look them up, study them, understand these things for yourself. But you got to get moving your body. You got to eat the right things. This is how you have longevity. This is how you have vitality. This is how you live for a long time and you feel good in your body. Look at the people who've gone before us, who've been vegan for 20, 30, and 40 years, and in their 70s looking like they're 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds, keeping their youth. Why? That's because the wrong foods age us fast. Man, and some of us can't put down this liquor. And it's an addiction, but you got to get it in check. You got to get it under control, right? Which means eliminating it altogether. Because it's nothing but acid and sugar. Period. And it's keeping you fat, and it's keeping you swollen, and it's keeping you inflamed, and it's keeping that edema around. And you wonder why you can't lose weight. It doesn't matter that you're working out. Doesn't matter that you're sweating, because you're retoxing every time you essentially detox by sweating things out. You just retoxing, putting the toxins right back in your body. How is that conducive to your health? It's not. I need my wine. I need my this. I need my that. That's what you've told yourself. You don't need any of that. You don't need anything that's going to break your body down and take you out of here quicker than you should be. But we all have free will. At the end of the day, this is our life, this is our journey, and we do get to choose. So I'm going to wrap there. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. If you've gotten this far, and if you're watching this on YouTube or Instagram, make sure that you like, and if you're on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe. On Instagram, make sure that you follow for more information and content like this to help you with body awareness, self-awareness, what's going on in the inside of your body, the internal terrain, how to understand the chemistry of your body, how you reverse dis-ease, right? And not help it to grow or to fuel it or to continue to be whatever that is, right? Understanding root issues. That's what you're going to learn about over here. So today's topic was foods that break down to sugar. But it was also about why we shouldn't be turning to things like Ozempic and WeGovy for weight loss, right? And some of the other things that people are turning to it for, which isn't even related to what the medicine was created for, which was diabetes. And the quickest and easiest way to heal diabetes is to start by eating low glycemic fruit that can help you heal your body and to help the liver metabolize the sugars, and your pancreas and your adrenal glands, because all of those things play a part in metabolizing your sugar. But you can't keep eating the fatty, sluggish, stagnant stuff that's going to bog down your liver and not allow it to filter. That's going to bog down your kidneys and not allow it to filter. You're doing more harm than good. So understand what it is that you are contributing to your illness. Understand that what it is that you can be contributing to your wellness, right? When you know better, you're more intentional and you do better. You read the ingredients and you say, this got natural flavors in it. This got 108% added sugar. I'm putting this soda back. I wanted a little treat, but I can't do it. That's not conducive to what I'm doing right now for my body. We have to learn to put it back. We have to learn to die to these cravings and to say yes to our bodies, right? To the right things. So understanding the foods that break down to sugar and the key components that could possibly be keeping you from losing weight, and you're doing all of the things to lose it, this video is going to help you with that. So again, if you made it this far, thank you. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, share your thoughts, give me feedback. If you have any topics that you would like me to talk about, please leave those in the comments as well. Again, thank you so much for watching. Dr. Nicole Brantley, affectionately known as the Womb Therapist, signing off. You guys have the most amazing day and amazing week. Stay tuned for the details on the upcoming group detox program that's going to be starting the first Monday in October. That will be posted on the website for you to be able to grab your spot and join as soon as possible. Do not wait till the last minute. There is going to be a kit that is highly recommended for you to purchase. It's not required to be a part of the group, but highly recommended so that you can alkalize your body and help to detox on a completely different level. Okay, so you don't want to wait till the last minute, because when you join, that is when you get the information so that you can place the order for a kit if that is what you are going to do. So thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you have a great start to the week, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.